BTL, coming at you. Good Wednesday, everybody. Welcome once again to BTL Bass Talk Live, where we're going to talk bass fishing and anything else that we want to talk about. Matthew, got to tell you right off the bat, I experienced probably what you felt over the weekend last night.
Did you get your butt kicked in a basketball game?
Let me explain real quick.
Did you guys lose like 80-0?
No. It was tight. Never led the entire night, but we busted our tails getting ready for this game. Preparation was not an issue. Execution, that's another subject. All right? When you put a game plan together, you go out there, you think certain things are going to happen based upon the conditions, and things just don't develop that way.
Basically, your guys didn't knock down any shots. And you had open shots and just got brick after brick.
I think we probably shot maybe 35% last night. It was brutal. And a big-time rivalry, crosstown clash, whatever you want to call it. And we ended up losing by 9. It was a lot closer than 9 points. But, I was thinking about that on the way home last night because I was watching film late last night. Me and the head coach were talking and made the comparison of basically what you described of what went down. Your first Costa,
where I finished 119th out of 130th just to get people up to speed, and zeroed on the second day and caught 2 for 212 on the first day.
Yeah. It just
I put my heart and soul into it.
Oh, it's not like we didn't. I mean, we did everything we could. All right, here's the deal, though. We can't rebound for them. We can't make shots. We can't play defense, being the coaching staff. They got to make it happen. And if they don't make it happen on Thursday, we're going to get another butt kicking. Simple as that. All right, because we're playing a tiny school, a Class A school in the opening round tournament game of the Anadarko tournament. And they could shoot it lights out, dude. If they fall asleep and don't play defense on Thursday, we're going to be embarrassed. Hopefully that won't happen. So, anyway, good show today. We're going to have James Watson on. Talk to him about, once again, making the move. You actually thought that he was fishing the FLW event this week, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
You did, too.
I knew exactly he wasn't.
Oh,
He's had all
BS.
sorts of releases and stuff.
What did you say to me yesterday in the studio?
I said it'll be weird that he's not fishing the FLW event.
No, that's not what
week.
you said. You said, how is he going to be on the show because he's practicing? It's exactly what you said. How are we going to have him on the show when he's practicing? I go, dude, he's not fishing.
I knew he was fishing MLF.
Yeah, but you thought he was fishing the FLW event that's taking place as they gather up animals.
Right. I knew he was fishing
down
MLF.
In
I wasn't thinking clearly at the time.
Exactly. So admit that I am right on this one. Day 2 into the season, and I am right again.
Okay, I mean, we could go back to some of the things that I let slide that you were wrong on.
2019, dude. 2019.
Okay.
Right.
Well, we go back to 2018. We're like
we're moving on. We got a new look. We're moving on.
You know what it is.
The past is the past.
This is a BTL first.
What's that?
We're both wearing vests.
Yeah, but
it's a BTL first. It's never happened before.
That's not truly a vest. That's more like a jacket.
How is that not a vest? I don't have any sleeves on it. It's the first time I've ever worn it.
Yeah, but that's not a vest, dude. It's got a zipper on it.
Yeah, and yours has a V-neck.
That's the true sweater vest right there, man.
Okay.
And I did not wear the red vest over Christmas. I should have done that. All right. Good show today. We'll talk to James about some of the stuff that he has been involved with getting ready for the 2019 season. Yesterday, as we were closing the show, Bass came out with a press release, and they posted a story over on their website changing a few things, Matthew.
Yeah, they think they're giving him a day off at the first event between the last day of practice and the first day of the tournament, similar to what FLW does right now. It's just a one-off, I believe, from what I read. And then also more anglers fishing on day 3. In that press release, Jake Whitaker, who was the rookie of the year. Very impressive campaign, if you recall.
Yeah.
He said, hey, we all came here to fish. Let's fish. So they were going to cut it to 20 to the third day, and now I think now they're going to have 35 fish on the third day.
How many checks? Everybody gets paid, right?
Everyone gets at least 2,500 bucks.
Yeah. So it's just a festival. Everybody gets paid.
Yeah, but I'm sure you make that top 35, you probably get a little bit more. The number that starts is probably a little different.
No, I agree. I agree.
But I think you look at the Elite Series field. I think there's a lot of room with some of the anglers coming over and all the new faces from the opens. I think there's a lot of opportunities for guys to make some money this year on the Elite Series.
Now, next week, we're going to try and get some of those newer guys on BTL next week. I've been working on trying to get them booked. That's the plan. We're going to get a few guys on. And then also, I want to remind everybody, tomorrow, 8:45, right around 8:45 tomorrow, Mark Zona.
Oh, we finally got Zona booked. He's on.
He is booked. He is ready. In fact, he sent me a text this morning, said we're locked in. We're good to go. So Mark Zona tomorrow, and then we will continue to work on the bookings for next week. We will go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. The only reason we are going Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week is so that we can get Mark on. Thursday was the only day that Mark could do it this week. Very busy.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I've seen him been filming all sorts of stuff at JM as Bass continues their round-the-clock Instagram and Facebook feed as they prepare for the first event. Hey, guess what continues to rise?
I have no idea. Man.
Take a guess.
The national debt?
No. Almost
true.
as dangerous. Almost as dangerous as the rising national debt. Take another guess. It goes back to the show yesterday.
Continues to rise. Sam Rayburn.
Yesterday it was at 173.70. Yesterday it was at 173.44. Today it is 173.70.
Yeah.
It's still coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. It has been a long time since they've seen that kind of water level down there.
Yeah, like never this time of year. Have you, are we going to do our picks before Watson or after Watson? After Watson. Yeah, okay.
I've
done some research.
All right. I did not. I was somewhat planning on doing that.
We're going to have the same guy.
The debacle.
We're going to have the same guy.
You think so?
There's no logical, there are, but out of the stacked Texas anglers in this field, there's one that rises above.
All right. Yeah,
and has for decades.
We'll do it after James.
Okay.
We'll give our pick after James. Now, folks, got to mention this. Press release is out on basszone.com. Big news for you there, Matthew. Stepping up to the big times. Forget about this ho-hum-drum little weekly internet show that you do. You're going big time, and it was announced to the world yesterday you're going to be a part of FLW Live for the Grand Lake event.
Super pumped about that. That was cool. Kind of got a call, and Travis Moran has done it. We've actually had him on the show before, talking about hosting it, and they announced, Rob Newell, who had been the co-host, moving on to MLF.
Yeah.
Kind of opened up a deal. So Todd Hollowell, he was the tomato guy, red gold.
Yes.
And then Peter T.
Yes.
No introduction needed for him. And they're going to do kind of alternate between some of the events. And I'm going to hop in on the Grand Lake event with Travis, which is interesting because in 2012, I was part of the ill-fated World Series of Bass that had, and I've got a picture out on my Instagram right now, Travis Moran, me, Ryan Salzman was sitting next to me. He's an FLW Tour rookie. Mm-hmm. James Biggs was in that. He's won the TBF National Championship and Fish of the Forest Wood Cup. Ken Ma, a West Coast FLW Series guy who catches them all. It's unbelievable. The 8 guys who were in that. So now I'm going to be sitting in the studio with him for a couple of days at the end of March. And I haven't really, would you say I've had any major screw ups in the time at BTL sitting across from you? Because we've had a lot of hours to do it. I was thinking.
Not really.
Okay, well, hope we can keep that streak alive when I'm
No, you'll do a good job, and it's good that it's on a body of water that obviously you're very familiar with. Now, will you fish a tournament, one of your Costas, prior to going on,
No,
or is it
so
after?
it's like it starts on Thursday, so I think I'll be in studio like getting like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I'll be at Kentucky Lake, which I'll be in the studio in Kentucky,
Yeah.
and then I'll be fishing at Kentucky Lake Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then that first Central Costa of the year starts on Thursday. So I'll probably go up on either like Wednesday or Thursday, get settled, drop the boat off, go do the FLW live thing, then roll back, practice for the Costa, and try to catch more than two 1-pounders.
You're probably gonna, dude. You got to start somewhere, and I have a lot of confidence in number one, your ability, but two, how hard you're working, and number three, your uncanny ways of getting that critical factor that a lot of people think that it just happens, but most of the time the luck factor is earned. So we'll see what happens on the remaining 5 events that you have, but I do not. I would bet the house that you would not have another performance like what you did.
I would hope
in
so,
Texas,
because it is kicking off a crazy schedule for me, because I've got that, then I've got an off week, then I'm at the Bass Nation Regional on Gunnersville, and then from there I go to Table Rock. So I'll be all over the map, but I'll be in studio kind of in between those weeks.
I got to ask you, me being the business guy, and we have not discussed this, are you keeping tabs on what your profitability is this year?
Absolutely.
So how much are you in the hole? Do you want to mention it?
No, based on the AFCO Bass Boot Camp, which they covered the majority of the entry fees for the 2 divisions, I've got to cash 2 Costa checks to break even.
I don't even know how much that is. So how much are you in the hole?
That'd be close, like $5,000. I'd have to, if I don't cash a check, I'd be like $5,000 in the hole after this.
Okay.
Because see, like I got to stay at Kurt Dove's. That was free housing. I got free housing at Grand. I've got some other things set up to where I don't really have that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm using a Sunline now, so I don't have to buy fishing line.
Okay.
I got the Ducket rods there. So I've really kind of cut back my expenses. Then you throw into the fact that Grand is an hour away. Table Rock, Lake of the Ozarks,
now, do you have
3 hours away.
Do you have that connection to stay somewhere, or now for the remaining 5 events, do you have to pay for lodging?
No, I've got
a couple,
of the
maybe?
additional 5 events. I have 3 of them. 3 of them are free lodging.
That's huge. I mean, that's
massive.
over a grand.
No, that's almost $2,000 when you think about it for 3 weeks.
Oh, per week is what I was saying.
Yeah, almost $1,000 per week. Yeah, so I did it, and the reason I fish the Centrals, those are close. The 2 farthest ones, obviously, are Amistad and Kentucky Lake, and then Kentucky Lake, some of that travel will be taken care of because I'll be doing the FLW Live.
Yeah.
So I've kind of thought it out here. I want to try to
strategery.
I want to try to do some strategery, but I still got to caught him. I'm not making money at this deal at all.
Yeah.
But I'm keeping my head above water. I'm not going into debt over it.
You're in the hole already, though. You just said.
Yeah, a little bit, but you got to be in the hole to take a chance at some point.
Right.
I'm not
dude,
way down in the hole.
You.
I mean,
all right. Are we going to be able to go this evening? Are you in?
What time is it again?
I will be back around 5 o'clock. It's in Shawnee. It's not in Oklahoma City. It's in Shawnee.
Yeah, let's go. I'm in.
All right, folks, in case you missed the show yesterday, I am a big, huge proponent of what the Professional Bowlers Association is doing, both from an exposure standpoint, from a media standpoint, from a television standpoint. They just signed a multi-million-dollar contract with Fox, not Fox Sports, but Fox National Network, and they are doing a tremendous job. Tonight, Matthew is going to get his first on-location experience of an actual PBA Tour event, which happens to be about 30 miles from where the BTL headquarters are. So we're going to go check it out.
And is this they're bringing a new person into the sport right now with me because of the Fox deal.
Yeah, they are.
So mission accomplished. I'll probably buy some nachos. I might buy a bowling glove.
A beer, maybe?
A beer. What do you need? What's something you could buy for bowl? What do they have? Glove? You have glove? Or some powder. What is that powder?
Resin.
I might pick up some resin.
Some dry hand. I think.
I'm gonna be careful saying that.
Anyway, so we're gonna check that out, and I'm gonna try and sneak in one of those little bitty video cameras, and take some video without their permission. And See if we can showcase. And by the way, your favorite professional bowler is going to be there. I don't know if he's in the squad that we're going to see.
I want to watch Belmonte bowl.
He's there.
That's my favorite guy to watch.
And enough of the bowling talk. We'll get past it this week.
We've done high school basketball and bowling. But
listen,
half the viewers already.
I looked at the field size. The field size is 96. And there are about 25, I think is the number I counted, of international players. Wow. It is really starting to grow from an international perspective. So we will check that out. All right, anything else, man?
No. I would imagine in bowling, like colder climates have more bowlers.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if it's like...
It's an indoor game.
Are there a lot of, like, Alaskan bowlers? Because it's, like, dark there and cold all the time.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of Canadian.
Yeah. Curling and bowling.
Yeah.
And bass fishing. There's tons of Canadians on the tours now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Anything else, man? Before I'm trying to keep up with the instant feedback people. We're going to get to James Watson here right after break.
No, I mean, Watson's going to be way more interested than this. He's always...
yeah. MLF made the announcement of their live crew yesterday also.
OU guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember him doing some basketball games.
So I'm sure that, Handy is going to probably be in their Tulsa studio quite a bit. And then,
hey, real quick, who was it? Somebody on the instant feedback. I might have posted it. The whole fantasy fishing thing?
No, FLW fantasy fishing this year.
What about bass?
I haven't seen anything on it, but I would be
And we know Major League Fishing
didn't.
is not.
I think there's a lot of people who pay attention to that.
Absolutely.
How much you've looked into the whole fantasy thing and the betting thing? How much do you think it costs one of those organizations to run a fantasy fishing league?
I don't know, man.
Is it pricey?
Few thousand.
No, for the whole year.
Yeah, a few $1,000.
What do you think the reasoning would be for MLF not to have one, for FLW to go away?
They don't even have rules yet. Are you kidding me?
MLF.
Yeah.
They have rules. They're just...
I talked to some guys. Hey, man, you got the rules? And the one I bring up is because of the first stop.
Well, we'll ask Watson about the rules.
Can you catch the same betting fish like 5 times in a row if it's that stupid? I don't know. So
I'm sure they'll come out with it. But I'm just curious what the reasoning would be behind no fantasy fishing.
I don't know. But here's what I'd like to do. This is what I'd like to do. If I could get 10 people out there to pony up $1,000, which I don't know if there is, if you're listening and you would like to do this. $1,000?
I did 100 last year.
$1,000.
And you won it on a technicality.
That's all right.
And you got paid.
Did I cheat?
No.
No.
But
I took advantage of the situation.
This is going to sound really technical. Your apathy behooved you.
Whatever.
You forgot to sign your team in.
I did not forget.
They canceled the tournament,
and
you kept busy. Just go back and look at the roster that you had.
Did I cheat?
No.
Did I do anything against the rules?
Lucky.
I did get lucky. Right, but luck is created through hard work.
There was zero
hard
work involved in that, Mark.
I wasn't working on that.
Zero hard work.
That was.
If that had happened to me, you'd have been up in arms about it.
But that's how you roll, though, man. That's how you. Anyway, $1,000. That's where I'm going to start. We may drop down to $500. $1,000. You pick 10 players. 10 players. All right.
Is this even legal to say out loud?
Whatever, man. It's. I'm just throwing it out there. It's fantasy fishing is what it is. All right? And maybe we don't go 10. Maybe we go 5. All right? That way you got some players out there on the waiver wire or...
5 players. So you're looking for 10 people to pony up $1,000 and each of them pick 5.
Yeah, and we have a draft and we do it live and we go from there.
That's what Matt and David do for the outdoor scoreboard.
Yeah.
And you have... But they do that. Yeah. Except there's no entry fee. But get this, so
got to make some grip.
So man. I've broken 3 spinning reels in the past month. One of them I stepped on, and 2 I don't know how they broke, but they broke. So I had a couple backups. So I had one that the outdoor scoreboards fantasy fishing one. He set me like a loose spinning reel.
Yeah.
I had to put that thing on, and I used it the entire time at Amistad. You'll see it's a white spinning reel, so I used the one that I won in their fantasy fishing league all week on Amistad. It paid off.
Yeah, it did. You're making all kinds of money there, Matthew. It's all good, man. It's all for a good cause. All right, we're coming back with James Watson here on a Wednesday. Everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Sleek new design with easy control file. The clearest images underwater with uncompromising range. Live mapping from the touchscreen. View notifications, video, even Google Maps on screen. And for the first time ever, real-time view of fish movements with live sight sonar. HDS Live. New from Lowrance.
It's about the hours spent getting everything just right. It's the attention to detail. Good just isn't good enough. It's the years spent on the water day after day. When you tie on a bait by Strike King, you're standing on the shoulders of legends.
Pros depend on hydraulic jack plates to get the best out of their boats. Do what they do. Demand Atlas performance. Atlas gets you from the bottom to the top in less than 8 seconds, even with the big 4 strokes. And when you gotta turn right around and get that heavy load back up in rough water, Atlas's innovative design and American-made components will get you there with confidence.
I'm at Depot. Just look for yourself. There's an Atlas jack plate on just about every professional's boat.
The Atlas hydraulic jack plate. You can depend on it.
Hey guys, Aaron Martins here. I'm going to be telling you about a new product by Sunline. It's Siglon PE x8. I've been using it almost extensively all year for my frogging, flipping, drop shotting, shaky heading, worming, jerk baiting. It's by far my favorite Sunline braid. I honestly, I don't say this unless I think it's true, but honestly it's the best braid in the market of any of the braids. Definitely check it out. It's a price point line, $14.95 for 165 yards, and that could last you a whole year, just one spool with using leader material. It's Siglon PE x8. It's my favorite braid, and I think if you use it, it'll be your favorite braid too.
All right, we are back on a Wednesday, Mark and Matt. And we're getting ready to go to our special guest, show number 2 of 2019. And I'm still kind of tweaking a few things there, Matthew, on the new look. And some of the new software and computer stuff that we're using.
How long are we going to keep the battle bots as our centerpiece?
I don't know. First time we have an argument, we're getting after it.
We need to play that after the show. What is it called?
What?
What is it? Rock'em Sock'em?
Robots.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots. We need to play that after the show.
Yeah. All right, you ready for our guest? Let's bring him in. You talk about people, and I was going to mention this at the beginning of the show. You talk about people that have built their brand. That's what James Watson has done. Agreed? Now, he's had some success. Yes, he's won a few events, but the man has done a tremendous job at building his brand. Agreed?
100%. I mean, you can buy his hats. You can buy shirts. You have other people wearing his stuff. It's all unique. He's on everyone's shows and
Yeah.
I mean, but he has won over $300,000, so that helps too.
But he's a dude that sold real estate. I mean,
You make it sound like it was money. He was kind of big time.
No. Listen to me. He had a huge presence and still does, right, in the Table Rock area from a real estate standpoint. Very successful. But when he got that victory and the brand started to build in the way that he was building his brand, he's one of the few guys out there that have had an enormous amount of success, not based upon just his 300,000 in winnings, but the brand that he has built and the way that he has interacted.
No, I agree.
With the fans.
I mean,
that's the point I'm trying to make.
I mean, incredible. He's just as popular as certain guys who have won classics and cups and anglers of the year and all that, which is a testament to his brand building ability.
All right, let's bring him in. James, you there, man?
Yeah, man, you guys make me feel really good about myself. And I agree. I am kind of a big deal, bigger than Zona, who's coming on tomorrow.
All right, man. It's good to talk to you, James. Yesterday we had Wesley Strader on, and obviously during the break, in between seasons, the big discussion has been Major League Fishing and everything that's taking place on all three tours. With you being young, and I'm going to classify that as you being young in this industry and getting the opportunity to continue and go with the BPT this year. What are your thoughts going into this season, and how are you approaching it first from a fishing standpoint where you only know where three of the events are, and then secondly from a business standpoint? So first I want to talk fishing, and then we'll get into the business side of it. So from a fishing standpoint, what are your thoughts?
Well, I can tell you this, for the first time ever in my career, I've actually been losing sleep over fishing. And that, I don't know, it's because of the unknown and maybe a 3-year contract, that we're going to give to Bass Pro Tour and Major League Fishing. So, missing my first FLW event in years. We're down in Rayburn. So, I'm excited about it. I know what Major League Fishing has done for my career, how it's put me on the map, and I know what it's going to do for some of the new guys. And there's a lot of unknowns, but the best way I can put it is we don't know some of the things. Can we catch that bed and bass 23 times? You know what? I really don't give a crap. And once our rules come out, we're going to all pull in the same direction. And if one of us 80 guys isn't pulling in the same direction, that guy should probably go back to wherever he was fishing and fish that series again. Boom, I said it.
Wow. A first in 2019, the first call out right there.
The first go home call out.
I know. No, hey man, I get what you're saying.
It's a privilege.
Yeah.
How can you take a 30-minute show to an hour show to a 2-hour show, be number one rated 11 categories in the outdoor world? It's a sellable product. Do you know what Major League Fishing brings that the other great tours don't bring?
What's that, James?
They bring a new viewer into the game that hadn't been watching it, that hasn't always approved of their husband playing in the game. And that's the wives and the kids. We are touching
Easy.
a new market. Okay, the people that watch our show aren't the same people that watch Bass Live, FLW, and so on and so forth. It's the moms. I get more comments from guys and gals that actually come to the classics or the cups or the ICAST and everywhere else we're at and say, man, my wife loves to watch you guys get after it on Major League Fishing. Keep doing what you're doing. And you guys know when the wife says, I like watching fishing, you're probably able to go to Bass Pro and buy you some more stuff.
All right. Since you said that, let me ask you this, James. How important then is it for Major League Fishing to get the established foundation to where you still have interaction with the fans at these events because of the unique format that you guys are going to be using with no weigh-in? I mean, do you want the moms and the wives and the sons and the daughters showing up to where they truly get an opportunity to where you guys have a foundation of that interactive platform to where people can actually communicate with you rather than watching on a cell phone or on a laptop?
Yes, they're working on that. I don't have really, I know you're not asking me for the answer, but that's going to take place. Will it take place the first couple of events? I don't know. Again, there's a lot of stuff that we got to work our way into and again, pull in the same direction. There's going to be bugs and hiccups that we got to work through. And so I don't know how it's going to be set up. I just know that the group that I'm been dealing with is successful. They've been able to sell this product. We've been able to get people to buy it. And we're going to keep getting people to buy it because we've got a fun and entertaining format. And when you come on site, maybe, Mark, maybe here in the near future, you guys have been to the TTBC, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, multiple times. Yeah, it's awesome.
I've fished it 3 times. I've been there. It's a party. It's a great time. Let's just say, what if we get the opportunity to do that 8 times a year on the Bass Pro Tour? Similar situation. Did you see it?
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I really wasn't looking for a direction on what was going to take place. I really wanted your opinion on how important is that for the Major League Fishing brand.
The moms, wives, kids.
Yeah.
I think it's real important. I think that we'll draw a crowd, and we don't have to pull big bass out of our live well to get that crowd. I mean, honestly, do people just come there just to see us pull a big bass out of the live well? No, they come to see us.
That's right.
Right? Get autographs, stuff like that. Ask questions. I'm sure it's going to be like a seminar situation at every event that we go to.
All right. So, I want, and then I'll let you get in here real quick,
I'm
Matt.
good. I'm enjoying
this.
I
want to go back to the fishing part. You said that you've been losing sleep. And in your young career, is this the first time where you have, this is your gig. This is your job at the highest level, and you have no idea, except for 3 events, where the hell you're going.
Yeah. We got a pretty good idea where the 4th one is, the 5th one is, and the 6th one is, but we can't talk about it because we don't know. Besides that, we've signed a,
non-disclosure.
Closure form. But the reason I'm losing sleep is because it's new to me. I didn't lose 1 ounce of sleep the night before fishing the Cup or night before the last day of the Classic. Not 1 ounce of sleep. But I'm losing sleep here because there is some unknown variables. The fact that I'm fishing against, a fairly large amount of new guys. I don't know how bad I'm going to make Edwin Evers cry because I harass him. He could start crying profusely. He might be a very sensitive little fella. I don't know. Those are all things that I'm kind of like, I could throw punch Kevin Van Dam and get away with it, but can I throw punch Skeet Reese? Probably. Don't know, but we're going to find out. So,
Matthew?
I was thinking, we've talked about these 80 guys, and obviously we have a good sample size of anglers who have varying levels of experience, such as yourself, with Major League Fishing. And we're talking about how these styles are all going to play into it when it's not a strictly made for TV product. It is now your livelihood. It is now a tour event where these points are counting. And we've seen in the past certain anglers really excel at this format. That somewhat unexpected anglers. Let's just say, we'll be honest here. You put Watson up there against Edwin Evers there. A lot of people are probably going to pick Edwin in that battle. Fair point, James?
Yeah.
But
sure.
we know how Edwin fishes, but I'm thinking Florida. You go down to Florida, what type of baits do you like to throw? You like to throw moving baits. You like to cover water, move fast, catch fish. What are you known for? You're known for the toad on the Ozarks. You're known for the whopper plopper, the square bill. What is that? That is fast moving. That is covering water. That is finding new fish. Now you're dealing with a limited practice period where finding active catchable fish is highly important and counts. Yeah. So you look back at when you've done well and what your strengths are historically and what you say you like to do. Pick up a spinnerbait, pick up a whopper plopper and cover water. Dude, this format should be tailor-made for you.
Oh, I'm excited about it. You know, don't get me wrong. I like to catch big bass. But for once in our careers, all of us, when we get on a school of fish or a particular pattern, all of us can really just fish our way through that area, turn around and fish our way through it again if they're still biting and if they weigh 1 pound or more. I mean, that's what 81 pounders equals 80 pounds or 10 pounders equals 80 pounds, right? If I'm doing the math right.
I think you're dead on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to get a break in between, which allows me to, hydrate myself so I don't pass out with all the excitement. Take a whiz. And remember, you're always live, so you got to be careful where you pull it out at.
Yeah.
All sorts of variables there that you just don't, you don't know. You got to take care of business. So it's going to be fun. And some of the guys are not going to like score tracker update. I mean, they better just go ahead and bring some earmuffs or earplugs.
Who's going to have the toughest time with that? Who hasn't fished Major League Fishing yet? Who's going to lose their mind when this thing actually goes down and is not going to be able to get it together?
I don't know. I'd have to look at that list and study a little bit. So, no, not for sure.
I tried to get Wesley to say something controversial. It didn't work.
No.
I tried to get Watson to call someone out. It didn't work. I'm
No.
over 2.
He said something at the beginning of his segment.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all good. All right, real quick on the instant feedback, Brian from Lake Norman, he asked Wesley this same question yesterday, and he wants to know, James, what do you think the number one concern for BBT anglers are going into the first year?
Number one concern?
Yeah.
Number one concern is just the things that I mentioned. Working through the hiccups and the bugs and being flexible. Every one of us have to be extremely resilient and flexible at the same time. We've got to understand it's not going to be perfect. And we've got to, as anglers, hide that from the general public.
All right. I want to talk a little bit about your brand. And you've been on this show. You've actually been in studio. And I don't think we've ever discussed how the formation of your brand even took place. I've heard rumors. I've heard people say some things. How did your entire brand get started, James?
Well,
Jeez, the hat change.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lost on the iTunes listeners, but James just put on the Flat Bill Worldwide hat from a, now we just put on a pink one.
I just started by chance one day with some inappropriate conversations. And it gathered steam from there, and I just ran with it because I never know when opportunity knocks.
That was it. Who was it with? Who was the conversation with?
Cody Meyer.
Huh.
Can you give us the Cliff Notes version?
Was there some relation with the movie Step Brothers?
Well, a little bit to that, of course. So I'm fishing one day. I don't know where I'm at. This is like 3 or 4 years ago. And Cody Myers pulled up to me, because we were always cutting up and giving each other hell. Pulls up to me and he goes, "If it isn't James MF Watson." Now, MF stands for Mr. Fantastic, I'm sure. But he did something else. And I said back to him, I said, "That's right, I'm worldwide." And we just ran with it. I mean, every time I see Wesley shouts it out from way over on the other side of the cove, worldwide, all the time. So all I did was run with it. I didn't know what had started, but I think it's huge and monumental and probably one of the most recognizable fishermen and sports athletes in the business right now, second to LeBron James.
So what, you just decided, hey, I'm going to throw this on some hats. I'm going to buy booths at the Cup and at events and sell my merch?
Sell some boobs?
No, booths. You like that? You go to the Forest Wood Cup, there's a booth, BOOTH, and it just has worldwide merchandise at it.
It's just 5 hats and a couple shirts. So it's enough for me to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich once a month.
Can you disclose how many people own a worldwide hat at this point? I mean, you've been selling them, you've been pushing them for a while. How many people are out there going to the lake putting on one of those lids?
Oh, I'd say probably at least 500. So
I bet there's more than that.
It's got to be more than that.
Yeah, there's more than that. Hey,
I mean, with that, you guys probably don't know this, but if you looked at my page or whatever, I'm doing a new campaign this year, simple guerrilla marketing. And that is, if you buy a worldwide hat, one of the ones I just tried on, okay, you buy a worldwide hat, it's going to get shipped to you. And from January 1st to January 31st, you're going to be in the running. This month is worth over $200 worth of Lucky Strike product. Great new stuff like the Hail Mary. Check that out. It's awesome. All right. You're going to be put in the drawing for every hat that you purchase for that winning or that prize pack that month. And every box has got discount cards from my sponsors like Uranus Fudge Factory, MegaWare Kill Guard, Wagger Tackle, stuff like that, Ranger Wear, Russell Marine Products, all these jewel bait, Lucky Strike, and some of you are even going to get a $5 Bass Pro or a $5 Cabela's gift card in there. And you can go on their sites and get huge discounts when you buy their product. And at the end of the year, you're going to get back into the drawing for every hat purchase. For the year-end prize, it's going to be a big deal from Lawrence, worth $3,000 or $4,000.
All right. He's just giving away the farm, Matthew.
You have a worldwide hat, don't you?
Somewhere.
Why isn't it up on your trophy case?
I don't know.
Why is it not on your head?
Yeah, I could see Jeffrey's wearing a worldwide hat. Let's get real here.
Wow.
But it's cool. You know what we're even going to do? For everybody that uses a code, one of those people that I put in your box, surprise, you go on, let's say you go on and you utilize the 25% off for Jewel Baits on their site. They're going to know by name that you, of course, bought a hat. You're going to get another entry for every time you use one of those codes. So it's going to be good odds. Going to be good odds.
All right, let's go to the instant feedback. Matt P. in North Carolina wants to know, what's your practice strategy for this year, James?
Practice strategy this year is cover a lot more water, a lot fast, a lot more speed to things, not to dissect anything apart, looking for the nectar up on the juice, as Crete would put it. Just establish and try to have every lake a pattern lake. Okay? If I'm fortunate enough to come across a good school, maybe out in the grass on a trap at our first event, something like that, sit there and throttle on them as long as you can. Also be aware of the score tracker There's 39 other guys I'll be competing against at any given day. Look for the clues. If I'm running by and score tracker's lit up by a few anglers and I see them and I see, kind of where they're at, placed real close to the bank or amongst a bunch of lily pads or in open water, I'm going to obviously have that to my disposal as a tool. I'm not talking about hole jumping. I'm talking about don't be an idiot and not at least be aware of your surroundings and what the hell's going on. That's different because you don't have that opportunity in normal 5-fish limit tournaments. Now I'm going to know, and everybody's going to know where I'm at. I'm going to know not where I'm at, but what I'm catching and what they're catching. So if you want to swallow your pride and not play the game and try to go after just big fish, you're going to get it handed to you.
All right.
Do you think it's easier to get back in a 5-fish tournament when you're behind or get back in a major league fishing event when you're behind?
I think it's easier getting back into a 5-fish deal, to be honest with you. Because sometimes you just ain't around enough fish to get back in a major league fishing deal.
So you're going to see a lot more butt kick-ins in this format, for lack of a better term. You're going to see some guys get drilled pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my fair share of it. I always do. The fact that we got 2 practice days, that's going to change it up a little bit too, guys. I mean, Major League Fishing style fishing, remember, it's always been by the seat of your pants with no idea where the hell you're going. And now you're going to go. Now you're going to be allowed to, do your research minus reaching out to local people. Anything that's on the internet, you're allowed to research. So you're going to get a lot more than what you've seen us do on Major League Fishing Cup and select events. So.
All right, I want to go to the instant feedback. Tyler in College Station, Texas, wants to know what trolling motor you're running this year.
I'm running the Minn Kota Ultrex Spot Lock. So.
All right. Jerry, this is what I was chuckling about. Jerry in Florida wants to know, does a hat purchase get you a chance with a date with your personal assistant?
Yes. Yeah. Good question. It's actually my manager. She is not married. She is very single and very available, and her name is Michelle. Matt, you know Michelle?
Yeah,
Nice
I've known her
young
for a long time.
Nice
She goes
young
to a lot
lady.
of events.
Yeah, I would say if you would like, Jerry, I will put your name in the hat for a date, possibly to win a date with my manager, Michelle Eichstead. There you go.
There you have it. We have turned into Date Talk Live right here with James Watson.
That question made James morning. He's going to get done with this interview, and he's going to be like, yes.
I pray that Ish is watching. Ish, I hope you're watching. I can just see you dying right now. Poor Michelle.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, what else, Matthew?
Oh, I had an Ultrex question. How many times since you've gotten that have you hit the spot lock and ended up like 10 minutes later unwrapping braided line out of your trolling motor prop? Because I am having a serious issue with that now. I'm like hitting it, and then I'm going, no, and I'm trying to find the button, and before I know it, I'm like spooled on the prop. Have you had difficulty adjusting to that?
No, actually, because just one time have I gotten into it, but that's because you're not aware of your surroundings. You're not very cognitive of your surroundings.
No, I am. I'm staring at the graph so much, and then that head will spin around and grab that line, and before I know it, it's just a steady stream of vulgarity as I try to find the button to push it off stop.
It's the best bite you ever had. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
it is.
All right, James, I've got to touch on the business side real quick.
Yeah.
I'm curious, 2019, how, from a sponsorship perspective, has the James Watson brand been able to have success being positioned, and what is your title sponsor going to be going into 2019?
All right. Thanks for the question. I've picked up a few new sponsors. Nothing big. They're all major to me. Every one of them's important to me. I'm yet to strike a deal for a title sponsorship, and I don't know how I'll continue to not have a title sponsorship, but I have great sponsors. I got a whole bunch of them, which means instead of working for a handful of companies, I work for about 4 truckloads of companies. And it's exhausting at times. But you know, you got to do it. The sport costs a lot of money, even though we're saving a bunch now that we have no entry fees. Praise Jesus. And I don't know. I just can't seem to get in front of the right company or the right people to get a title deal. And to be honest with you, no, nothing against some other guys, but to be honest with you, I don't see how some of these guys got title deals and I don't. I get a fabulous amount of TV time. I'm on every podcast, radio station, webcast, shows like yours, to magazines, to, you know, all I'm missing is a billboard on the moon. That's it. That's all I don't have. And I got my phone. I seriously get a lot of calls, and I run some people off. They say, man, we'd like to sponsor you. And we get to conversating and looking at their stuff, their product or their services or whatever. And about 10 minutes into the conversation, I'll say, well, what's your marketing budget? And it goes silent for a moment. And they're like, well, we're hoping we could send you one of these, and we'd like you to get to wear a logo and maybe put us a logo on the boat and wear a logo on your jersey and come to 2 shows. And I said, you're offering me this for about $800 or $1,000 worth of stuff, you know? And then I bring them into reality, and then it goes silent again, and then they don't call you back. So I've had some pretty good companies. I had a plastic case company call me out of the blue, blow my phone up, want to sit down and talk. And then when I threw a very minuscule number at them, after I was told by him that, oh yeah, we know how the business works. We know how, you know, what you guys need to get paid and what you should get paid and how many miles you travel, shows you do, and exposure you get. And then I threw the smallest deal I got out there. The smallest deal. Dude wouldn't return. 3 phone calls and 2 emails, never got a return courtesy call. I mean, you could at least call me back and go tell me to bump a stump. But it would blow me up and to offer me like $200. Go talk to the high school kids. Go talk to the college kids. I'm past that crap. And all 80 guys on tour, they're past that crap too. I mean, we're here to make a living just like everybody else. And if you want us to talk about your products, if you want us to sell stuff, if you want us to be on TV and doing these great things and talking about you, well, why don't you just pony up and write us a damn check?
He's got a point. He's got a point. All right, I'm curious, James, when did you decide, you know, in all the big real estate dealings that you were doing and in the what I call the common working world, when did you decide that this is the gig that I want to do?
Well, just like the old, everybody says, oh, this is all I ever wanted to do growing up. Well, me too. I grew up in high school fishing bass tournaments, my dad, so on and so forth. But, you know, I had other plans. I joined the Army, got out of the Army, had a real estate career, a lawn maintenance business, all sorts of things going on, successful financially, you know, benefited financially through some of these endeavors, and had a great guy in the office, retired Lieutenant Colonel Dave Holbrook, been selling real estate for a long time with me since the day he retired. And he could run my office better than I could. And I could go sell the bejesus out of stuff, but Dave Holbrook could sell the bejesus out of stuff and run the troops just like it was his battalion. So I went to Dave and said, man, I'd like to step out and go fish full time. Would you be willing to take over this office if you own some of it? We sat down, we brokered a deal, and in February of 2013, I stepped away from the real estate office. All the reins were given to Dave Holbrook, and I started fishing full time that February of 13.
You don't have to name names here, obviously. We have Duckett on, we've had Cruz on, we have you on. What percent of what are considered full-time professional anglers, what percent, I just want a percentage here, would you consider to be business savvy?
No disrespect, but there's levels of that, Matt. Like I don't have the business savvy that Boyd Duckett has, but I'm pretty business savvy. He's next level stuff. I've never been ballsy enough to put everything on the line to, I don't know, get even bigger. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'd say probably less than 10%, maybe 15%. I mean, most of these guys focus, and there's nothing wrong with it, on catching fish. My focus is on catching as many fish as possible, and should be more focused on catching fish and less on doing seminars and doing appearances and doing Bass Talk Live and stuff like that. But financially, my brand is making me a good living. And thank goodness I still have a real estate office that I don't have to go, but every once in a while to visit the troops. That's about it. But business savvy, there's a few of us, no disrespect, but there's a few of us in this business that can run circles around all the other anglers put together when it comes to business.
All right. Back to the instant feedback real quick. Brian from Lake Norman, he wants to know, what have your friendships been like with some of the guys as a result of the movement to Major League Fishing, with some of the guys on the bass side and on the FLW side?
Man, good question. I caught myself right before New Year's thinking about, I need to call my buddy. I need to call Castledine. I haven't talked to Castledine in like 2 weeks. I used to talk to Scanlon every other day. These are guys I fish with on the tour. I went a few weeks and I didn't talk to anybody because you're sitting here, you're getting things ready, you're prepping and this and that, and you're worried about your schedule, and you're not rooming with those guys anymore. You're not running with those guys. The friendships on the tour are very important. The camaraderie is a big part of this sport to me, and that's another thing about the Bass Pro Tour. One of the deals is we're not allowed to discuss what's going on, even with a fellow competitor, your roommate. And there's a lot of fun to that. There's a lot of fun going back to the room and sitting down with Swindle, cracking up, talking about bass fishing. But to be honest with you, we're all on edge because we got such a strict policy on information. And, I'm certain that in the rule states, if you violate this information rule, you'll probably be set in front of a firing squad and shot.
Wow. All right, man. Hey, I'm curious, and you may not know this. Is Kevin Bowling still around your area?
Yeah, I saw him 2 days ago.
Really? What's he doing now?
Construction.
Is he?
He's a big-time builder here around Table Rock Lake. And by the way, my real estate office is at Fort Leonard Wood in St. Robert, Waynesville, Missouri.
Okay. Kevin Bowling actually took over at one time the Central Pro-Am tournament trail that and I'd really like to know your thoughts on this too, James. Ernie Doherty, probably one of the best tournament directors in the history of bass fishing. Agreed?
I agree, and I met all of them. But Ernie Daughtry was the best tournament director anybody, especially me with the military background, ever want. Because he showed no favoritism to anybody. And if you violated a rule, if you stood in line and had a cigarette hanging out of your mouth, or you walked up on stage and had your sunglasses on, he'd get knee deep in your ass.
Yeah, he was awesome, man.
Really?
He's what, he passed away, 6-7 years ago?
Well, no, longer than that. I think it was closer to 2002 or 3.
Yeah, he's been dead for a while.
Yeah,
he was awesome.
The Central Pro-Am?
Yeah.
I see Watson walking up there with the gird hanging out, the sunglasses on, the hat backwards. What's up, Ernie? Get off the stage.
Ernie's a retired master sergeant. I think he was retired E8 in the Air Force. And when I decided to join the Army and stuff, I was fishing Central Pro-Ams as an amateur. My dad was fishing on the pro side. And the Central Pro-Am, first place back then was like $12,000.
Yeah.
On $300 entry fee. I mean, this is a big deal back in the day.
Yeah.
And I cut my teeth fishing around here and jumping in those. And when I decided to enlist in the Army and stuff, Ernie was one of the first guys I talked to. And he encouraged me to take advantage of everything that the U.S. government had to offer. And so I did. And any time I would come home, Ernie would have, if I got to come home and there was a tournament going on, Ernie would make sure that I got to fish it. No entry fee. Come back here, see us, and fish. And I really respected that dude.
Yeah. Great man. Huge contribution to, I know a lot of the anglers that have grown up in that area, had a huge influence on so many people. All right, James, man, we're going to be at the very first one at Toho. Dave Rush is going to be there, so we're excited to see how things play out, especially with so many new things coming in 2019. But we want to wish you the best, and you're welcome here anytime, man.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Guys, since we've got an audience, go to tagfishing.us and see if your tournament trail is recognized by tag. We paid out over $62,000 of side pot money last year. $62,000. Marcus Sequoia got $12,000 of it.
That's a lot of vests you can buy with that.
If you love your guys' matching sweater vest, by the way.
That's what I said. We've had a lot of vest talk. Marcus Sikora, the vest visor king of the Ozarks.
There is.
I swear, he stops 5 minutes before check-in, pulls over to a quiet cove, wets his hand, gels the hair, puts the visor on, puts the poofy vest on, and goes and weighs in 21 pounds.
There you have it.
Yes. Pulls it out of a special-made rod locker where where it's all pressed, nice and neat and plastic. He pulls it out of plastic just like he got it from dry cleaners. He puts it on. Sharp.
Very sharp.
All right, one last thing real quick, and then we're going to let you go. Brock K wants to know, are you going to call out anybody this year in 2019 for one-on-one live like you did last year?
Oh, yes. We're going to wait because there's a lot of off limits to venues.
Yeah.
And there's some venues in talk, and even if they're in talk, I can't go fish them. So there's a lot of things that we got to wait and see. But yes, I'm going to call somebody out.
All right, very nice. And then the last question, Andy in Indiana, he wants to know, are you going to be at the Bassmaster Classic?
Absolutely. Can't miss that show.
All right. There you have it, man. Best of luck to you this year, James. Always a treat to have you on the show. And, man, good luck this year.
All right. Well, thanks, you guys. Keep doing what you do. We'll keep watching.
All right, man. Take care, James.
See ya.
All right. There you have it, James Watson. Very candid interview there, Matthew.
We went all over the place from that. We got business, we got personal, we got the dating service, we got old school stuff in there, techniques, all sorts of stuff. Really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. All right. We are going to end the show with another test.
Are we not doing the picks? We got to do our pick.
Yeah, we'll do that.
What time do you have to? I mean, it looks like you have somewhere to be because of your hair and slacks and.
We're fine. All right.
Another test. This didn't go well last time for either of us.
What do you mean?
The last time you gave me a test.
No, not that kind of test. I'm talking about with one of the new features that we're going to throw out there and try to utilize. We have formed the Sunline Hotline.
We don't want to test it in the dark before we try this deal?
No. We're just going to
How are we going to have a producer screen the calls?
Oh, they're all hot. All right? I've got my finger on the hot button. Deleted. Get out of here. Sorry. Hopefully everybody will respect the fact that if we get some comical callers.
I like the name of that, though. The Sunline Hotline.
Yeah.
The Sunline.
Sunline? Hotline. So the number is right there on the screen,
This has always
folks.
made me nervous in the past year.
What, taking phone calls? I don't even know if it's going to work, all right? I've tested it a few times. It's worked fine, but we'll see here. If there's anybody out there, all right, not right now, not yet. We're going to do our picks for Sam Rayburn, and then we'll try and give the old Sunline Hotline a test. All right, who you picking, man?
The same guy you are.
Who you picking?
The same guy you are. You don't have a
Dude,
guy, so
have a
you're
list.
just going to pick from me. Okay, here's the deal. This tournament on FLW, it's Sam Rayburn. Who cares if it's 10 feet high? I'm still going with the guy. Strader didn't think there was an advantage. I thought about that. I think Strader's wrong. I think there's a local advantage.
All right, throw
You've
it out
got
there.
Todd Castledine, Russell Cecil, Tommy Dickerson, Lendl Martin Jr., Chris McCall, Andrew Upshaw, and Dickie Newberry. I stand firm that I believe Dickie Newberry, in his decades of experience, is fishing this year so he could fish Sam Rayburn. He has 6 BFL wins on Sam Rayburn, a Costa Series win on Sam Rayburn, and 26 top 10 finishes with FLW on Sam Rayburn.
Yeah.
There are people on the FLW tour who do not have 26 tournaments with FLW under their belt. There are people on the FLW tour who do not have as many tournaments with FLW. This is a stat. Who have not fished as many tournaments with FLW as Dickie Newberry has won on Sam Rayburn with FLW. I'm going with Dickie Newberry.
That's a good choice.
I mean, look, so Todd Castledine sitting there going, well, you know, he's got 3 BFL wins, an FLW series win, and 10 top 10s.
Yeah.
Dude, 26, 6, and 1. I'm going with Dickie Newberry.
All right. I can't disagree with that. All right. At all. You did all the research. You threw out the numbers. I think you're 100% right. I think it's a huge disappointment if he's not in the running going into the final day.
Now, I could understand it if the water jacks up his spot, but if he's going to fish out deep and stuff, it seems to be, you know, you listen to what Cecil and some of the guys have said in the preview, that seems to be it. Okay, we got to do the Angler of the Year, too, because I don't want you picking. You take full advantage of every opportunity you have.
Can I do it tomorrow when I have a
No,
chance
because
to
the
do a little
tournament's
research?
starting.
Yeah, but Angler of the Year, I mean, after day 1, I still should be able to make a pick.
Okay, well, this one's super easy, too, so we'll do it tomorrow. But,
Okay.
I mean, I already got it written
That's
down.
my bad. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Like
You
I
had
said,
a lot of hair stuff to do and shirt matching, so...
Got a lot of stuff going on. All right, I don't know if we can pull this off. If there's anybody out there, obviously we have in the live studio, the live format, not the iTunes, we have a slight delay. So it's going to take a little while, a few seconds, for people to realize, hey, the number's down there on the bottom of the screen. I don't even know what it is. We're just kind of going off the cuff. And the reason is because Michael in South Dakota threw a post out on the instant feedback that says, hey, is the Sunline Hotline coming soon?
You should do a soft close to this show just in case this
Why is
doesn't
that?
go how you envision it in your head, so
I
we
can
could
fix
just
it.
cut the Sunlight Hotline out at
I'm
the
not
end.
worried about it, man. I'm making minor tweaks and minor mistakes that I need to correct, and it's happening every show. So hopefully by the time that Zona gets on tomorrow, I will have it somewhat totally dialed in. All right? But I'm continuing to make little small adjustments. I had a kind of a major screw up during the Watson thing, but not from an audio or visual standpoint. It's just
What happened?
I messed something up.
Oh.
All right, we almost had a call. We had a call.
Like Watson said, though, it's important that you don't know, that the fans don't know how jacked up things are behind the scenes.
Am I playing it off well?
Yeah.
Yesterday, I did not get stressed out at all.
No, it was all good.
All right, we had somebody call and then they hung up.
We've already got a dial tone dialer.
Yeah, and what's cool with this program that I'm using, I saved their phone number so I can actually call them back.
And it shows exactly who's calling with their photo and where they're calling from?
Maybe. Not photo. I mean, they're not going to have a photo in there. Should I call them back?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
I mean, they might be at work. I don't want anybody to get in trouble.
No, don't call them back.
Somebody said they got a recording when they called a number. I've been working on that. This whole software thing. Try calling back again, and I'll answer this
Maybe
time.
there are so many people trying to call.
No. What happens is I think I have the software set up for one ring. Here, let me answer real quick. Okay, I answered. You ready? Let's see if it works. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's see here.
Hello.
Hey,
Oh
who
my
we got?
gosh.
Who we got?
You got Brock K.
Brock, how you doing, man?
Doing good, guys. Love the show.
All right, appreciate it. See, did you hear that noise right there? That's part of what I've got to get tweaked. All right, because I've been looking at all kinds of research and digging.
Doink, 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 doink.
Well, what happens is there's no call waiting.
Oh, I got you. So call
on it.
waiting
See,
pops up.
like that
Another
right
call
there?
waiting.
Yeah.
All right, what's going on, Brock?
What's up, guys?
So what do you think about 2019 so far, man?
I think we got a lot going on, and there's so much going on as a fan. It's pretty exciting for us, too. I mean, you can get a BFL in and learn a lot and also watch a lot.
All right. Now, are you going to be following all 3 tours?
Absolutely.
All right. You can have 3 monitors set up when they're all 3 going on at the same time.
Well, I mean, you got one on the laptop, one on your phone, and then you can YouTube and run the smart TV. So yeah, what the hell?
All right.
I think the smart TV is underutilized because I don't use the smart TV, but I have friends who use the smart TV, and I've watched the live on the TV or using the HDMI cable a couple of times, and it is like watching TV.
It is.
That's the way to go. What's an HDMI cable run?
6-foot cable.
Yeah. How much?
$6.
$6.
Yeah.
And you just plug it into your laptop.
That's
and
it.
then you run it, and it's on your TV.
Yeah.
You can watch BTL that way too.
No, it's all done by Bluetooth. It's cordless.
Well, I know, but I was talking about the redneck way to do it, the common man's way, not the.
If you want to do it from 1983, you can still run a cord. Absolutely.
Yeah, you've got probably have the box at your house. You turn on. Yeah. The voice controlled house.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have that yet, but we're getting there.
All right, man. Hey, we appreciate you calling. I still got to work on that whole call waiting deal in the software. I got to get that fixed, man.
All right.
Well,
You got
we're
anything
looking
else?
forward to the next one-on-one, guys. We love the show.
Yeah. Hey, do you like the new look, the new format, the way we got things kind of going on in 2019? Is that all right with you?
The only thing that I can't do is make my screen big. I've got all your advertisers down there, which is probably good, but I can't blow you guys up by hitting the square and open it wide open.
Oh, you're talking about the live stream.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I did that purposely that way.
Well, obviously. But other than that, it's great.
God, Mark.
I'm sorry, man. What about the other aspects of the site? You cool with that? The new look and all that and everything? Is all good with
it?
you?
Looks great. I mean, you didn't paint the green walls yet, but I'm sure you got a plan.
All right, man.
We're working on simpler is better with Jeffries. We're going away from the orange, blue, green, yellow, red camo site to something much simpler to navigate.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Well,
all right.
The other thing is it gives you all those green spots can be filled up with your advertisers. So you don't actually have to paint. You can just plug advertising.
Yeah, we're about where we want to be as far as that's concerned. You know, we don't want to.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate what you guys do for us and keeping us informed, and we'll be watching.
All right, man. Take care. Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
All right, there you have
That's
it.
impressive. You get rid of the call waiting beep, and we're golden.
I know. I can't figure out how to do that, so I'm going to continue to do research on
right.
there. A couple people watching it on a smart TV right now, Matthew.
Very nice.
Yeah, cool stuff. All right, tomorrow, big show. We've been working on it for quite some time now. For Zona?
Mm-hmm.
No. You got a question list?
No, I didn't know if you had to send him a question list. We do those guests every once in a while with a question list.
No, not him. He's like, we're going to roll with it. All right, here's the other thing that is very cool with the new instant feedback. This afternoon, I will post the instant feedback for tomorrow's show. And if for some reason you can't watch the show, but you want to ask a question with this new software, Matthew, you can actually submit a question prior to the show, and I will see it.
Fancy.
So very cool stuff. And those guys at Jockcast, they have been great to work with. And I'm glad we made the move over there. And the other one we were using, it's long gone. Went into the sunset mode, as they call it.
Cease to exist.
Yeah, it's done, gone, finished. And this is actually more affordable. Better and more affordable. Can't lose with that situation. All right, man. Anything else?
Nope.
You want to mention?
Absolutely not.
Nothing?
I'm looking forward to going and watching professional bowling tonight. What is the crowd going to look like there? Is it going to be
I don't know.
An eclectic crowd? Is it going to be like everyone looks the same? Will there be a lot of sublimation in the crowd of people wearing their league bowling jerseys?
I don't know.
Is there hooting, hollering? Is there heckling?
I don't know, man. It's been years since I've been to one. That's why I wanted to go. I really don't know.
What
I'm
are you
looking forward
wearing?
to it. Hoodie.
Do you have a bowling hoodie?
No, just a hoodie. Jeans, tennis shoes,
all right,
underwear.
I didn't know if it was like football in the South. Get all dressed up.
No. All right. All good. I want to thank Mr. James Watson for taking part in the show today. Coming at you tomorrow with the Z Train, Mark Zona, 8:30 a.m. Central Time. I want to say thanks to everybody for participating on the instant feedback. Everybody be safe. We will talk to you on Thursday.